It's just going to be a really quick video today. We're going to be looking at the Focal 906 bookshelf speakers, which are the second from the bottom range in Focal's series. You know, you've got the chorus, the ARIAs, the canters, the sopras, and then the utopias. But by no means these low entry, low level speakers. They retail at roughly £800. Just going to quickly explain them. I think they're the best value speakers in the series. And I'm just going to quick fire basically today, try and get it over and done with as quickly as possible for you. I know you're not going to be wanting to waste 40 minutes tonight. Let me know what you think. Any questions, like I said, drop them in the link below. I've only got these for a few more weeks, so a few more days. I've got some new Dalis on the way, some Epicon 2s, which retail about £4,000, so £4,000. And we're going to compare the two of them together, and they should be arriving early this week, so next 3 or 4 days. I'll make sure I get the unboxing video done and make sure I get a review of them really quickly for you guys, because I know there's not a lot out there at the moment. And we've also got a new Roxanne Black amplifier coming. It's £2,800, and we'll be comparing that as well and seeing what the two of them deliver, and the combination is a speaker more than 5 times the price of these worth it? Is there that much benefit to them? We're going to compare it. But for the money, so far, these are the best bookshelf speakers I've heard for under £1,000. And stay tuned for some quick fire facts, details, and opinion about them. If you have any questions, drop them below. Make sure you like and subscribe. Enjoy the video, guys. So, firstly, they come in 2 finishes: the vinyl piano wood or a black on the sides. I went for the wood because I don't think the wood finish looks really smart with the glass top. It does collect dust quite easily, so you do have to make sure to keep it clean, so otherwise you won't be as smart. And obviously you've got, most importantly, arguably the front ported bass reflex. Obviously that means you can put it as close to the real wall as you want without any distortion from refracting air and vibration. The second thing to note is the TNF tweeter. So this is a magnesium aluminium composite. It is actually, if you can see, an inverted dome. I'm not sure what the kind of braille imprints are here. I'm not sure if that's to grip the tweeter better or if it's to do more of a balanced sound signature. It can be quite bright and quite sharp. I think it's because it's a metal dome. It might be because of the fact it's so inverted. It can be quite sharp, especially with classical and kind of brighter instruments, maybe even like acoustic guitar and stuff like that. You can be a bit sharp, bit too high frequency, and it can give you a bit fatiguing to listen to. If you balance it with nice copper cables or a nice warm amp, it's a perfect match. You know, they counteract each other quite well. You get very open, detailed speakers and a very open, detailed sound, and neither too warm, neither too bright. But a big range in frequencies here. With quite a warm bass driver. So this is the 906, the bookshelf version. There is a 926 and a 948. So the speakers finishing in 6 are the 6s because they have a 6-inch bass driver. The whole range is made of flax, which is actually like a crop that's woven. The good things about this is they last a lot longer. So when paper cones do get damaged, and after hours and hours of obviously reflecting in and out and vibrating in and out, they do start to damage, and the paper does start to wear thin. So you do lose sound quality over time, and they do start to deteriorate. However, the flax, the organic material, is a lot better, and you can see it's almost like a weave. It's almost slightly furry to touch. You've got to be really gentle because it's really wafer thin, which gives you the ease to drive. So being 8-ohm speakers, they are really easy to drive. The resistance is quite low, so you don't even need a powerful amp to drive them. Even something like a Sonos power amp or Connect amp or a Blue Sound power node, they would work really well. They don't need to be significantly powerful amp to drive them. Yeah, and like I said, the front port is brilliant. That's across all the ranges. Some of them have a bottom port as well, so down facing port, which obviously improves sound dynamics a lot more. But yeah, front port speakers are great. They have magnetic grills which fit over the top. Looks quite smart. They come out very lightly. I think they look beautiful without them, so I tend not to use them. And obviously grills do have a small influence on the sound quality. As always with Focal speakers, they are made in France and designed in France. Even though now they've got a partnership with Name. I have mine on quite high stands just because I like them being at ear height when I'm sat down listening to them. They are really exciting, enjoyable speakers. You know, I think they sell roughly around £700 now, £700 to £800, and for that price, there's nothing close to them. After that, you do jump up to like the Dali Rubicons and the Monitor Audio Golds, but I mean they're well over £1,000, and for that money, I think these are the best value for money. Out of the range, the 926s and the 948s, I think these are the best value for money speakers. The 948s with the 8-inch bass driver can be almost a bit too bassy, a bit too overwhelming. You do lose the detail at the top end, obviously only having the single tweeter on them. But the 928s are kind of a good balance, but value for money wise, bookshelf speakers under £1,000, you'd make no bad decision going for these. Honestly, they're probably the best speakers I've heard under that price range. I've driven them well in now. I mean, I've had them for pushing 8 months, and I think they're really exciting, really, inviting to listen to. They can be quite sharp with a sharp amp. If you warm them up with copper cabling and a warm amp, they work really well, and it's beautifully done. Really stand out in a room, and they're just very smart speakers, and I wouldn't go any further than recommending them, to be honest. I have no faults with them for the money, and really impressive, exciting speakers. Not too bassy, not too bright, perfectly balanced, perfectly defined. Tons and tons of detail. I mean, guitar solos and keyboard solos sound amazing on them, and with a nice tight bass so that they're not loose, which maintains its control. The range in frequencies as well, whilst playing at the same time, are really well kept and really well held. They don't really fight. They're not trying to fight with each other. The tweeter and the bass driver work really well, in tandem together. There's no kind of issues of crossover. But yeah, I think the Flax is a great idea. This is the range below the Canters, so it doesn't have the beryllium tweeter. It is the aluminium and magnesium composite. But yeah, brilliant speakers, wouldn't go wrong. I'm actually upgrading to Epicon 2s soon, so they're some £4,000 bookshelf speakers, which should be arriving in the next coming days. So I'll do a video of the accessories and what you get in the box of those, and also my first impressions. So stay tuned, make sure you like and subscribe, and if you have any questions regarding the speakers, or any whether that's specification or kind of sound quality, I will do my best to describe what they sound like. Just drop a comment in the description below, guys. Cheers. And these fine French speakers, just like a fine French sandwich, are stuffed full of detail, texture, flavors, and emotions, and are basically just brilliant, really fun speakers, and at a really competitive price range. You won't go wrong. Tons of detail, guys. Stay tuned.